Okay. I have somebody from the room asking me how I normally place my orders just before the open, and few more questions related to how I pick trades from this scanner. So here are the questions I got from him. In your watch list, you have earnings play as well as biggest moves. Do you place save orders for all? How do you know this all will move? If they did not, it is so difficult to manage it, as there are so many open orders yet to be filled. I face it every day, and I don't know how to manage it. So here's the thing: save orders. The term save orders is the one which I normally use while using Interactive Broker TWS platform. So right before the open, like around 6 a.m. Here in Pacific time, I have my watch list ready previous day itself. So I know what I'm looking at, but I normally at the open I'll see where this particular stock is. So to answer one of the questions, will I place order for all the stock in my watch list? No. I normally look up where these stocks are at that given point in the pre-market time. So I'll go back and see if it has still has the momentum to go in the direction which I wanted it to be. So let's pick an example. I mean, right now I have Groupon. So let's say this is Monday morning. I had this in my watch list. So the reason why it is in my watch list is because I wanted it to see close to this 31 level, or like somewhere around, if not somewhere around the closing price around 26 level. So I see first trade on this at around 31, but I definitely have a lot more conviction at the 34.70 level. Two reasons for that. One, I see an yearly pivot there at 34.27, a 200-day moving average at 34.70. So I'll definitely be interested to start my trade around 31.20 because there's a quarterly pivot there. And very well knowing that I love to for it to go to the 34 level, 34.20 to 34.70, anywhere. Like I'll definitely love for it to go to those level. So when I say for it to go to that level, I'll definitely be anticipating it to go to have a big spike to this level. I will not care about the stock if it grinds up, but what I'll be looking for is definitely a big spike right at the open. So let's say if this particular stock is around Groupon is at around 25.70 or even at 27s, right at Monday morning. So I'll have my first piece of my order at around 31, 31.80, 31.15, somewhere there. Okay. Next, I have my bigger size order sitting somewhere between 34.20 and 34.70. So probably around 34.40. Okay. So I have this order saved. I will not send it right away. So what I mean by save is here is my Interactive Broker demo account. So this is my watch list that I have already shared with the room. So this is normally what I do. So let's say if I my big the my full size, let's say if it is 1,000 shares, I'll start off with, let's say, 400, or let's say 300 at 3108. Okay, 3108. And interact with, I don't know about other platform, but Interactive Brokers kind of gives you this option to save the order. So what I do is select on the sell side and save the order. Ignore this one. I mean, since we are not at the market hours, so this is asking me. Okay. So here you see, like, I have this open saved order. This is not transmitted to the exchange yet. So at 3108, the order is saved. And now I'll have, let's say if I want 1,000 share size, I am interested at 34.40 area. Now I have another sell order, which is also saved. So now I do this to the stocks that have some kind of momentum, and I am still interested in the stock. Not everything in my watch list I will have same level of interest right before the open. So based on that, I'll probably have like around 5 to 10 tickers probably every single morning as my interested ticker or interested trade levels. So now I do this starting at 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning till like 6:15, 6:20, and then I start revisiting these levels. So I see, let's say if Groupon is already at around 31 level, like I place this at 6 o'clock, but it's already at this level. So what I'll do normally is I just cancel this order
Order
because
cancelled.
I don't normally take trades that are already at the level of interest. But 34, which is my primary interest, like high conviction interest, so I'll go and change this to 1000, right? And then instead of saving, I'll like directly hit transfer. Now my order is active. You see the status is green. That means that my order is active. So that's how I manage my open orders right before the open. Now after this, like market opens, I give it like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, because I'm expecting a big spike. In case of Groupon, I'm expecting a big spike, and that spike should happen within that time frame. If that doesn't happen, I'll straight away go after 15 minutes. I'll just cancel
Order
these orders.
cancelled.
So to answer that question, to answer this particular question, it's so difficult to manage it. Since I don't have like 50 open orders, I just have like 5 to 10. It is not so difficult to manage. Do you place save for all, or how do you know these all will move? No, actually, I don't know. I mean, these levels are really extended levels, and as Adriano calls it, these are all wish levels. So, I mean, at the open, particularly, I like to like a stock to come to these levels so that there is a pretty good chance there's going to be a reversal from there. Okay, so so the reason why I send my orders to the exchange 1 minute before is I give it enough time so that if it is already close to my interested level, I can still change the order or completely cancel the order, and move on with other tickers. So that's the reason I give like until last minute to do that, sending the order to the exchange. um, by seeing the scanner each morning, I see some tickers which reach closest to my buying point. I wait for the reversal. Once I see the reversal, then only I hit my hotkey. Is it a good practice or bad? So what you are trying to do here is you are looking for a confirmation of reversal. Um, Personally, I don't do it. I know quite a few people who actually practice this one. They wait for the confirmation to happen. It's left to you, but my theory on that is we are already I am already placing my orders at an extreme levels. I am not placing it like orders at extreme levels. So when the stock is spiking or flushing to these levels, it is already an extreme extension. So my chances are already bigger um, to wait for confirmation. So from my point of view is will normally miss out on a good trade if you are waiting for a reversal to happen. In the morning, how do you manage trades from moderator if they are not in your watch list? Do you buy them immediately or wait for the chart to load or see levels and then place the order? I observed by that time trade is already done. Yes. So I will never take trades based on anybody's calls. One that's first thing. I'll definitely will not take a trade without looking up the charts at all. So two things that are very important to me is to have a plan, and to have a plan, and with that plan to have my stop areas and my target areas, right? So as soon as I see something coming up on the scanner, I'll immediately load up my charts. I'll look at how it looks at, in the daily chart. And then I look at how the intraday chart looks like. So let's say if this group on stock, I look up at. I mean, I did not do my homework on this stock, this particular stock. And as soon as I see it come up on the scanner, I see it is already at 34 level, like 30, like close to like 33.20 somewhere there. And this really piques my interest, right? So I see that there is a very good chance this big spike um, is coming to a pretty good resistance level. Two reasons is, one, you see a yearly pivot, and the second is, you have a 200-day moving average sitting there. So there is a lot of eyes on that. I'm pretty sure this spike is gonna get a reversal there. But before this, I have not done any kind of homework on the stock, and as soon as I see this, I start, one, if the price is not already not there at these levels, I'll place an order with the size that kind of matches with the price range. If the stock is already at these levels at around 34.60, 34.50, somewhere there, I start hitting my hotkeys. That's how I normally trade whatever that comes on the scanner. But always with charts open. Without charts, I will never place a trade. I hope that makes sense, because like every time I take somebody else's trade, that other person who actually alerted will probably end up making money, but I'll normally end up taking a loss. The reason is, that guy has a plan. That guy knows what he's supposed to do when it goes against him for certain amount of time. But I don't know about that. Or in a hurry, I don't hear him out completely, right? Why? That's the reason why I look up the chart and build a plan very very quickly, so that I can act according to my own plans. That's a good enough reason to have charts loaded before you take a trade. All right, moving on to the next question. Any advantage or disadvantage of not being on a Zoom call? I observed that I am more in panic when I am in a Zoom call compared to doing it by myself. But then I may miss a lot of good trades as a group by all our friends and moderators. Here's the thing, don't worry yourself about missing a trade. Now, as long as you know the process and you know what kind of trades you're supposed to take, don't worry about missing out on a trade. The trades will come as long as you know the process. You understand what kind of a spike or which levels that you are supposed to take the trades. To answer advantage or disadvantage of not being on a Zoom call, personally, I am not in the Zoom call every single day. The reason is, I mean, I have quite a few things turned on at the same time. Like I'll be listening to news. I have my another scanner which spells out my stocks that are moving. So having a Zoom call, a voice turned on, it kind of confuses me a bit, and kind of a distraction for me. So I stopped being on the call. I don't listen to it anymore. But that's me, right? So there are a lot of people I know who depend on this alerts that come from the Zoom calls. So if you find it distracting, definitely avoid until you can find some kind of a way that you can manage things better. But definitely, definitely something that I find difficult to do. Moving on, next question. Can you help me with OLED example from last Friday? and can you assist me with what you would have done when you got to know about it being in the voice code? Okay, let me go to OLED. Okay, so looking at the chart, and I, as I said before, I like to have this wish orders ready. If I had seen this move here, because I did not. So if I had seen this move, I would have placed my order right in between these two pivots. My first order will be between these two pivots. So probably around 195.30, somewhere there. Next order will be knowing that 200 is a round number, and a magnet number. So I would have placed my second order somewhere around 199.70, 199.60, somewhere there. So that being my probably my average in this case will be around 198. My first target will always be previous day close, previous day high, previous day low, VWAP, 5 minute 20. I don't normally go by 1 minute, but if it's a pretty good extension, then probably I'll go by 1 minute 20. But normally I'll my first target will be here. Like in this case, it's previous day high. That's my first target. Then once it hits my first target, right? My second one will be around. In this case, again, will be around previous close level. But in between that, if my my, let's say if my average was around 190 198 198.40, somewhere there, this would have also stopped me out. The reason is, if I got my first target, I move my stop loss from here to my average, right to my average. So my average is 198.40. I would have probably gotten stopped out. um, I hope that makes sense. So how would I normally, like, if, let's say if I got my 200 ad around here, and this whole 5 minute candle, right? So I wait for this candle to finish off, and then I wait either for it to hit my target or for me to stop out. So for me to stop out is this next candle after my order has to move above this 5 minute candle. Once it moves higher than the previous candle, previous 5 minute candle, I stop out. That's how I normally take my stops. Um, I hope that made sense. Please do ask me if you have further questions. All right. Thank you.